Hi, I'm Joan Lok. Sometimes my students ask me what I do when I'm not painting. This is what I do. I just finished making a miniature studio. So this is not a how-to video, but then I think you may enjoy how I customize what I bought from the store and then made it into my own. So let's get started. This is actually from a box of miniature dollhouse that I bought from the store. And then this particular set has 4 different models, and they are related to painting, calligraphy, chess, and also music. And the one that I bought is actually the calligraphy set. So this is the one with I do not customize it. It will look like this. However, I do like the a lot of the design of the furnitures. I think I can use them for my studio, but then I also find like various things that I can adjust. So this is what I adjusted. So let's see. This is what if I do it according to all the instructions. But then when I build them, let's see what I made. For the artist table, in this particular design, the artist mat is actually just made of paper with blue and white. And this is the one that, like I made according to the instructions, but I would like it to be more realistic. So for my artist table, this is the one that I made. And then I have the real felt mat that also in the color that we usually do. So not this, right? And all the furnitures, they come pre-painted in pastel colors. I also don't think that is what I would like in my studio. So instead of pink, I painted all my studio furniture a kind of like a brownish tone, seem like a rosewood color. And then I try to, be true to what they suggest. So for the brushes, they suggest just like maybe shaping one of the black wire and then stick it into the wood. What I did is I find it's actually more convincing to use toothpick and then just color the toothpicks. And when I color them, instead of black, I actually color in different shade of white and black ink. So that really look more like a used brush, right? And then of course I made the books according to the instructions. And also, like they have little jars. I do think that they look cute. So here, but then what I also did is besides the ink jar, I also put another one that is for the ink stamp. And then this is a paperweight because on my desk, I also have crystal paperweight. So I will have a crystal paperweight here. And then in this particular sample, they actually ask you to use one of their pre-printed artwork. And then, like the artist will be doing this artwork, but then I actually cut out a piece of my rice paper. So I have real rice paper and real felt on my table. So that's the table that I made instead of the pink one with the paper mat that they have. Okay, so this is how I customize the little table. The chair is the same. The chair, I did it the way that they suggested, but then what I did is I added a little bit more decoration, and also it's not as comfortable if you don't have a cushion, so I gave a little cushion for it. I made the box according to what they suggest. And then for the library, again, I really don't like this pastel green color. So for my library, this is the one I made. Okay. I made a box according to their instructions. but then I alter, some of the display. And of course, I put the books there. This one is actually created by me. I just find, different beads and I put them together so they look like a little jar. And then for this straw, what I did is I use rice paper and then I use toothpick, and then similar to how they would done suggest in doing the straw, I did that, but I put one on top of the library. And then here, this particular jar, this is actually a little beads that they just stick there to look like a little jar. I did that too. I put it there, but then I also added a very simple orchid leaf design on it because I think it looked more classic. Right. So this is how I customize the library. I also did the drawer according to the instruction, but then I don't like it to be so augmented, so I just put little beads there. I think I like it to be simpler. And then the various things that I put on top of the furniture, some of them are basically as suggested, right? And instead of paper, I actually put like a kind of like a more glass translucent paper. I think it look more interesting. For this particular drawer, I also don't like the pastel blue, so I altered the color. And then, this is the little jar, the booklets that I have made according to the instructions. But then on this particular flower arrangement, they gave us some pink paper to make, but then I think the pink paper is a little tough. So I actually put some pink watercolor onto my rice paper. And then I did the various instructions. I did the same instruction. I wrote them up, and then I made these flowers. And instead of the plastic leaf that they gave me, I actually used green paper to make the leaves. So these are similar instruction, but I made, like kind of like a more pinkish tone. And then I also covered these beads with red rice paper. So I altered the look of this vase, right? So this is the one that I made, customized from this blue furniture into here. And also, in the instructions, they gave us, gold paper and also, like a little hardware to put on. But then I think, without those, I just want all of them to be kind of brownish tone. So I did not add that detail to the drawer, but then I only add the hardware, right? So this is what I made from this. The lamp, I did the same. Also, unifying that with the same color. So this is the one that they have, and this is the one that I made. And instead of pink, I also color with rosewood, and then I also add red design on it. And then for this, for the lamp decorations, I also, don't like the red, so I make it into gold. So gold and rosewood will be this one. Okay. For the flower arrangement, they actually gave us a lot of red paper with cut flowers, but I think that's a little bit too much. So instead of using all of them, what I did is I made a pretty simple one. This is the one I made. I also added, besides the flower, I actually added red beads to it because those would be the plum blossom that haven't opened yet. So are the little bobs. So I added red beads to that to make it more realistic. compare with this. And then for the vase, I used a little bit of green paint, covered it on my rice paper, and then I wrapped this jar with my green paper, so it has a kind of like a more artistic look than just a white jar. And then for the stand, again, instead of this dusty blue, I also made it all brown. And I also do not like this particular decoration, so I did not stick that onto it. So that's, instead of this, I made it into this. These various panels actually is one of the reasons why I buy this set, because I do think that they have really nice design. So I basically use what they suggested. The only difference is in this particular design, there's only one color, but then on mine, I added the brown on this area because I think it looks more interesting, right? But these are basically done according to, like what they suggest. And another thing is the way that they put it together, it will be all contained within this little square. I put these two panels into here, onto this with the lamp. However, I actually find another small piece of wood because I want to have a bigger studio. So this particular panel became the wall for my additional space in my studio. And what I did is I find a piece of cardboard, and then I hand painted this wall to be, in line with the rest of the wall. And then on the various painting, I actually use rice paper and a little bit of the chopsticks, the toothpicks, and then I made them into little straw. So instead of the little straw that are rolled up into a little container, I actually made, the spread, the four gentlemen straw, actually hang them on the wall like this, right? In the sample, they actually suggest to have, like wet gold paper on corners of all the hardware. I actually do not like that, so I did not do that. Yeah. In the sample, they also want the library to sit on top of this particular drawer. I think that's a little bit too crowded, so I did not do that. And as I say, they are very crowded. So instead of putting that together, what I do is I distributed some of the things into my additional space. For example, the name of the studio, instead of putting on this wall, I put it in here where I have a bigger wall. So this is made according to instruction, but then I put it here. The carpet I also made according to instructions. Yeah, but then instead of putting it in this small space, I actually put it in the additional space of my studio. So now here is what they suggest the finished space would look like. And here is what I have. I have my studio. Okay. Here. Then what I'll do is I'll put them like this. And I haven't set up the wire for the light yet. But then I will have my studio desk here next to the light. Then my chair with the cushion right here. With a drawer. And then maybe space for all my artwork. And then I'll put my library here, my flower here. And this is something that I created. Because they gave me 2 of this door, but then, you know, if I close it, then I can't see the books. So what I did is I actually only use one of this wall. And then this one, I actually use it to create a little drawer for me, because in my studio, I do have a space to put all my paper. These, instead of rolling them up that you cannot see, I actually use regular rice paper to roll up some of my, you know, finished artwork here. And I just put this 2 as a spare one on here with additional. So this is kind of like my supply drawer. And there's my studio. So, so this is what I do when I'm not painting. So you may want to see it. And this is the additional space that I need for my studio. So together, let me just put them. So together, that's my studio. So that's all.